Are you just starting your coaching business and you're not sure where to go ahead and start? Or are you struggling to get clients for your coaching business? You feel like you're doing all of the right things, yet you're not getting traction? If yes, then this video is specifically for you. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Berry. I have helped coaches sell over $10.6 million online. And in the previous video, we went ahead and talked about the 4 steps that you need to take in order to start a coaching business that is profitable in 2025. Now, if you haven't watched that before, you can go back and watch that. But in this video, we're going to be talking about step number 1, which is starting a profitable coaching business. And that is the ideal client and your offer. Now, the problem is that so many coaches, they build the program, they start making content, they start reaching out, which is the right things you eventually want to go ahead and do. But the problem is in the beginning, it's the absolute wrong thing of what you should be doing in order to grow your coaching business. Now, the thing is that you don't know who you are targeting. You don't know who you're exactly talking to in this content, in this program, and their likes, dislikes, their problems, all of it. You don't know, as I said, their likes. You don't know the problems. You don't know all of these different things. And so the problem is that you're not able to really build on strong foundation. So if you're looking to go ahead and make a profitable and impactful coaching business, then we need to fully understand who we are helping. And now, ultimately, this is what brings us to the ideal client and the offer. And first step, as I just mentioned, who are you helping? Who are you really looking to help and guide inside of your coaching business? Part 1. Part 2, what is the problem that you are solving for this individual? In order to figure out what problem you're helping them solve, you first have to understand what problems this individual is currently facing. And then part 3, how are you helping them solve this problem? So as we look on the ideal client and offer, let's first focus on part number 1 of that, which is the ideal client. Now, what we want to go ahead and do is get specific. And a lot of people think, oh yeah, well that means 30 to 50, this and that, and they like this. No, I'm literally talking like one specific person. And when I share this with people that I work with, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to limit myself to only one person because this program can help so many people. And don't get me wrong, it absolutely can. But what I'm asking you is that if I went ahead and put a person on a silver platter in front of you that is the exact ideal dream client that you would love to work with, that you could get results day in and day out for, who is that person? And ultimately, what I do when I go ahead and I start working with different clients of mine, I go ahead and I literally have them fill out an entire sheet. It's almost like a report. And it's not just, as I said, a range of ages. I'm literally making a person. This is Billy. Billy's age 50. He's male. He's married. He has 3 kids. His kids are 7, 8, and 12. He lives in Southern California. I go so deep. And why is this so important? Because then we can truly understand all the Billys out there. Because even though Billy's a fictitious person, there are other Billys out there in the world that need your help and support. And so now, once we have done this, and it is crystal clear of exactly who you are going to be helping, who this ideal client is, as I just mentioned, who they are, and what the problem is that they face, now, and only then, can we transition into the offer. Now, inside of the offer, it is one simple thing. And all that is solving their problem. Yes. And a lot of people, when I tell them it is that simple, they start asking, well Chris, but how do I do that? Do I do one-on-one? Do I do group? Do I do course? Do I do a community? And guys, look, I want to bring this to you. It's not rocket science. Somebody has a problem, and you provide a solution. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you an example just so I can go ahead and make it clear how simple it truly can be. And you don't need to go spend months. You don't need to spend so much time figuring out what it is. No, you figure out the problem and then you provide a solution. So the example I want to go ahead and give you, let's say that there's a coach that isn't making enough money. Okay, why aren't they making enough money? Because they're not generating enough leads, which means not enough calls and not enough sales. Cool. So then me and my offer, now that I understand that this coach is currently not making enough money, they want to make more money, and the thing that's holding them back are these things right in front of us that we're looking at. So what would I do for my offer? Okay, amazing. And this is essentially how I would go ahead and frame my offer if I was speaking to this ideal client. I'd say, hey, if I could go ahead and help you generate more leads, get more calls, and make more sales, would you want this product? And most people probably say, oh, well, you gotta have to go ahead and ask. Yeah, of course, I understand that. But if you really go ahead and you make an offer that does this, you're solving the problem. And that's one of the biggest things that so many coaches get wrong. They decide to go ahead and make all of these things first, hoping that's exactly what people want, rather than just going and talking to the people, figuring out what they really want, and then framing your offer, framing your solution, framing your product, your program, your course, whatever you want to call it, around this person and what they're currently facing. And so as we continue along, I please ask you, don't overcomplicate it. I've seen way too many coaches spend so much time not making progress, not moving forward, doing all these different things because they think it's rocket science when it's really not. It's as simple as figuring a couple of things out. And when I go ahead and tell people like, well, but Chris, well, like maybe this happened and this gets really complicated. And I'm like, my thing's really special. And no, guys, seriously, I ask you, focus on the things that are most important. And it's these things right here in front of you. Who are you helping? What problem are you solving? And how are you helping them solve that problem? Now, I don't mean to come off brash, but I see so many coaches that waste so much time doing this. And because of it taking so much time and not making money, they fall by the wayside. When there are so many people out there that you and I both know need your help. And ultimately, by you not just going ahead and getting started, by you not putting this out there, all these other people are not getting your help, number one. Then number two, you're not able to really truly enjoy the freedom of having a coaching business that you can work from anywhere in the world, that you're passionate about, that you love waking up to, and that also provides the financial stability for you, your family, whatever it is that's important to you. So coming back to it, talked about the ideal client. We said, but Chris, I was saying, no, guys, seriously, just get started. It's not going to be perfect in the beginning, but I ask that you please just get started and know that not being perfect is a part of the process. So once again, we talked about all of these three things, exactly what you need to do. At this point, I'm going to assume that we've been able to identify these things and we can actually move forward onto the next step. And now you might be asking, well, Chris, what is next? Well, that's a great question. In the last video, as I mentioned, we went ahead and talked about the 4 steps that you need to take in order to build a successful and profitable coaching business in 2025, because things change every single year. Things are moving very quickly. So we talked about today, number 1, your ideal client and your offer. So the next step, leads. Finding your ideal clients. So now that we know who this person is, we can actually go find them and start generating them for your business so you can start making some money, you start changing lives, and change your life as well. So if you would like to go ahead and know more about step number 2, which is finding your ideal client, please do me a favor, click this button right here to go ahead and click and join the next video that's going to explain that step by step and how you can make this become reality for you and your business.